Hey guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and today I want to talk about a very controversial topic in Top Drives right now, and that is obviously daily events and club events. Daily events are gone, and a lot of people are frustrated about that, including me, and club events are here, and a lot of people are frustrating that because it hasn't lived up to the hype. Now, I actually recorded this video twice, and this is my third attempt, and that is because the first two were just too long, and I don't want to go over 25, 30 minutes because that's just too long. So how I'm going to do it is that I'm going to make each slide very, very brief. But please make sure to pause the video at any time at any of the slides so you can read everything I have to say. It's just that I couldn't get everything into one video in a short time, I guess. Also, if you guys are wondering why I haven't posted yesterday, it's because I spent a lot of time working on this slide. So if you could share it with the Top Drives community, I'd really appreciate it. But anyway, I want to talk about club events and daily events and what they're all about. So I'm going to talk about orientation, location, time, positions, rewards, and races for both. When we start off with clubs, it's team orientated, right? You have three teams. You have Midnight, you have Legacy, and you have Full Throttle. And it's based off the whole community. So everyone is basically under one roof. You have people from the American servers as well as the European servers and the Asian servers. We're all together, right? They're based off 1 week long seasons, and the position is determined by your club's performance. The more pieces you get, the better you do, right? Makes sense. Now for rewards, it's based off individual performances, and I put this in quotation marks because tryhards get punished, right? Even if they give their all in an event, they might not receive the rewards that they deserve. For example, if I was a tryhard shark, I'd put $2,000 into the game every month if, right, I had maybe 5 Porsche Macan turbos, all fully maxed out, and I enter a Winter Warrior event. I win 30 races, good on me, that's platinum, that's MVP whatsoever. And I win 30 races all against Hutch bots because, club events is basically just racing against Hutch bots. And I win 30 races and I get 300 points. Awesome. But what if another team member came in and he was a little brain dead? He didn't read that the event was called Winter Warriors, so he came in with all slick tires. And he has no, requirements. He doesn't have the right cars for the event. Next thing you know, your other teammate loses 30 races, and that's minus 300 points. So in the end, all that hard work you put in for plus 300 just got destroyed by someone else that you don't know who the hell that person is, and suddenly you're back to 0 points because clubs is a collective, it's a teamwork thing. So people will have to work together, and unfortunately sometimes that isn't the case. And as you know how rewards go, you get more cash if you win and less cash if you lose. So imagine if you're that guy with the 5 Macans maxed out. You put in your all, you spend your time, your effort to get those 30 wins, but you don't get the money that you deserve because of other people that dragged you down. So that's why I put individual performances in there, and I think I summed it up pretty well compared to the other 2 times I tried to do it. Rewards are transparent. There are 2 rewards, double reward system, so you get rewards after a fight, so after you win a piece or lose a piece, and then after the season. Finally, in terms of races, it's unlimited play, and I do like this about clubs. The one thing that I like about clubs, there are no tickets, so you can just play off your garage variety. Now moving on to daily events, same things, same categories at least. They're individually orientated, so there are no clubs, it's just you. The server is based on your location, so if you're in the US, you're in the US server, you're in the US bracket, and there's the European bracket, the Asian bracket, all that, right? They're based off 24-hour periods instead of a week, and rewards are based solely on individual performance, so there's nobody to drag you down, unless someone in the daily event wants to beat you over and over and over for some reason. But for the most part, since I used to farm, so did many other people, we would probably welcome someone beating you over and over and over because that means you can just win races and stay in the bottom. You get what I mean. And as you can see, I have in bolded, tryhards are rewarded Smurfers and Sharks, right? So what I mean by this is tryhard Sharks, the people that spend a lot of money on the game, they're probably going to be on the top of the leaderboard. That's fair, and they're probably going to get their ceramic packs and aluminum packs, their 100 golds and 50 golds. They're rewarded for that, and they probably want to be up there, so it's great. In terms of Smurfers, we're tryhards too because we spend a lot of the time with the game making sure that we are balanced at the bottom. And we get rewarded for that because we get the prize boards. We get those 3 stars and we get those cash all the time. So we're rewarded. Rewards, once again, like clubs, are transparent. We know what they are, and also there's a double reward system, so you get rewards after the match and after an event, like after every 24 hours. In terms of races, it's a ticket system, and it's 5 tickets refreshing every 30 minutes, 2.5 hours in total. So, why all the backlash? And this is where I get into my biggest topic. The main reason why I feel that there's a lot of backlash, and a lot of you can probably agree with me, is the rewards. Now, I don't want to talk too much about this because it takes a lot of time for me to do so, but please pause this whenever you want. This is me calculating how much money I make a week from farming in the dailies. And I actually get 277,000 cash per week. Now I know you might be thinking that is a lot, that is too much. And this is mainly just me talking to Hutch right now, because they might think that 277,000 is a lot, which really isn't. I know people that make 400, 500. I've done that before, and that's like really trying. That's like getting no sleep trying. But when you get the amount of cash I make in total in a week and divided by the price of ceramics, as you can see here on the right side of the presentation, I make about 8.5 ceramic packs a week on average, which is not bad, because I remember in a Hutch episode, in a Top Drives episode, I couldn't find it. I spent 40 minutes trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it. But I'm pretty sure it was Tim that said that daily challenges and all that is made in a way so players can get a ceramic pack a day and a carbon fiber a week. I'm pretty sure he said that. In fact, I'm 99% certain. And yeah, 7 ceramics a week, 7 ceramics in a week, and 1 carbon fiber a week. I think all of us as players can get behind that as a good stat. And the fact that I get 8.5, yes, it's 1.5 above the average, but also you can argue that I play a lot more than the average Top Drives player. So I think how much I'm making is just right, and the fact that Top Drives took it away is very frustrating. Now, that's only one chunk of the rewards. That's just from the prize boards alone. And from a prize board, you get 15 prizes when you're above 150 RQ. So you don't get those RQ cards anymore. And from those 15 prizes, as you can see here in my presentation, the total is actually 8,250. Now keep that in mind. One whole prize board from a daily event is 8,250. And also other rewards you can get, these are mainly just rewards when daily events are over, are the tier 5, tier 4s, etc. And in the tier 5 rewards, which is what most Smurfs get, or maybe even tier 4, you get steel packs and plastic packs, which a lot of people might think is useless, but it's actually very, very useful, because plastic packs are actually my main source, and the main source for many people's for uncommon cars and common cars. And we can use these cars to either sell them for basically no cash, but still cash, or we can use them for fusing. We can fuse our other common cars, other uncommon cars, or even our rare cars. And then even in the prize boards, we get 4 rare cars, and we can use that to fuse into our super rare cars, you know? So there's a lot of things, a lot of different things you can do with the prizes in dailies, and that is very, very important. And I think that's what makes dailies so missed. But moving on to rewards in clubs. So we saw what rewards are like in dailies. Now let's see what they're like in clubs. And they are very, very underwhelming. As you can see, there is a table here. This is straight from Hutch. And you can see they have actually noticed that they were being too stingy with the rewards, and they actually upped the ante. So from season 1 to season 2, we actually earn more cash now. For example, if you get platinum in participation, you used to earn 750, which is disgusting, and now you can earn 2,000, which is still kind of disgusting, because I did the math, I did the calculations. The max amount of cash that you can earn from one event is 5,800, and that is if you're a ranked rookie, which is the most of us. And the max amount you can make is 5,800. But what do you have to do to make the max amount? Well, you need 30 plus races, and you need to be at the top of your club's leaderboard for that MVP tag, which means those 30 plus races you need to race are probably all going to be wins. And you can imagine how long that's going to take doing 30 races. Now let's just say that 5,800 cash from an event is called the perfect event. How many perfect events will we need to achieve in a day to equal how much cash I can make from the daily events in a day? Well, I did the math once again, and when you round it off, I need 7 perfect events in 24 hours to equal my daily challenge average, as you can see right here. I'm just going to circle around it, right? put it into comparison, in season 1, I only achieved this perfect event of MVP and Platinum twice in a week. And in order to make the same amount of money I made in the dailies, you're telling me that I have to do this 7 times a day? That is 210 races in clubs alone. Not even counting the other events outside of clubs like pre-eliminations and finals and stuff. No, this is just clubs alone. That is just too much. Moving on, here are the rewards from clubs at the end of the season. As you can see here, if you're first, it doesn't mean you get a certain amount of cash. In fact, it depends. You might be first, but if you didn't race as much, you might get less cash than someone that got first and raced more. It seems fair, right? That system seems fair. But the end product, the amount of cash that you get, is far from fair. From here, we can see in first place, this picture right here is sent over from Redline. So thank you to Redline. And he earned 23,500 with 620 gold. Now, credit to Hutch, the gold amounts are good. They're adequate. I think they're amazing. But the cash is way below. It's so underwhelming. Right here, the second place, that's me in Full Throttle. And this was me playing a lot. Because, you know, first week, season 1, a lot of hype around clubs. Second week, no hype at all. But the first week, a lot of hype. And I only got 21,000 in a week. Now, let's compare how much I can make in clubs in a week from just the rewards, from how much I can make in dailies in a week. That's the comparison in numbers. In a week, on average, I make 277,000 in dailies, and the range that you can make in the club events is 23.5 to 5.5k. That is sickening to look at. It's a huge margin. I knew when clubs was coming out, I prepared myself. I was like, all right, I know Hutch doesn't want people making as much as they are making in farming. I know they don't want us to do that. So I expected when rewards were coming out for clubs, it was going to be less than what we were actually making. And, you know, 277,000 is just an average figure. Sometimes I can make up to 500k a week if I really try. So that's just a small figure, right? So I thought, you know what, maybe seasonal rewards, and I'm thinking Hutch will be as stingy as possible, would probably give us 50k. 50k. Nope, they don't even give us 50k. They gave us 23.5. I was talking to a couple viewers, a couple fans, and they felt that the minimum that they should be awarded should be at least 100k to 75, which was higher than my lowest expectation, which was 50, and we didn't even get 50. We got 23.5, and that's, you know, calculating from a rookie rank. But even if you were like a veteran, it probably wouldn't change that much. It'd be like 26.5 maybe to 8.5, something like that. Yeah, it's just not. It's very underwhelming, and that's one of the main reasons why I think dailies is missed and clubs is just hated right now, because the rewards are just atrocious. Second reason is the time. Wiping out 5 tickets in daily events takes 2 to 3 minutes. You can do 5 races in 2 to 3 minutes, and if you're farming, you already know you have a system. You have saved loadouts. One is your Smurf loadout, and one is your non-Smurf loadout. It's your actual loadout with all the legendaries and epics, right? So farming is easy. It pays well. It's efficient, right? And finishing 5 races is very fast. It's very accessible, and it's very efficient. I think the key word is efficient. Even if you weren't Smurfing, even if you were a shark, you would already have your deck saved. You could just put it in the race and just go at it. And it would just take like 2 to 3 minutes. And the funniest thing is, it's efficient because there's a system. There's a system to dailies. You know what is coming up. You can expect every Monday it's ×5 German cars. Every Tuesday it's ×5 Japanese, so on and so forth. Every Saturday it's off-road, you know, that kind of stuff. So, oh, every Sunday it's off-road actually. People know that. So it makes it efficient, and it keeps us connected to the game. How I say it keeps us connected to the game is because daily events has become a part of my morning routine. And whenever I find myself having just short downtime, I play Top Drives. I could wake up in the morning and spend 2 to 3 minutes checking social media, and then spend 2 to 3 minutes playing the daily events, and then getting maybe a quick 2,000 to 3,000 cash. Then I'll go take a shower, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, all that stuff. And I'm sure that is also, you know, what a lot of other people do. But when it comes to clubs, it's not as efficient. In fact, it's not efficient at all. At first, saved loadouts become irrelevant. in clubs because requirements change all the time. In fact, every 4 hours. I mean, there are some patterns like Winter Warriors is always there. There's Rising Sun, and I've gotten used to some of the tracks. And yes, in within 24 hours, when the requirement is like 5-time rental, 2-time front wheel drive, it will stay there for 24 hours. But the RQ changes all the time. So you don't have a set deck. It's not efficient, right? You spend a lot more time thinking about creating a deck. You spend a lot more time playing because you have to do 30 races if you want to earn the most money. It's just very time consuming. And some of you might be thinking, well, Lewis, you're just lazy then, because you just want to wake up and just skip a bunch of races, earn some money, and do your thing. Well, that's true. I'm not lazy in that sense, but it is true that I just want to wake up and have something easy to do, like daily challenges. And usually when it comes to me thinking, and when it comes to a lot of players thinking, all right, I'm going to make this deck. It's going to take me 5 minutes to make the deck. I'm going to think about the RQ limits, think about the tracks. Usually when people think like that, it's not for a daily event. People make those kind of specialized decks usually for finals, pre-eliminations, or special events like the Iconics that happened recently. And you're telling me that clubs is a lot more confusing and it is the direct replacement for daily events? Now that's not it. Because they're just two completely different things right now, especially in terms of time. So it's just not efficient, right? Clubs is not efficient, and yeah, it motivates people. And that brings me to my next point later. But yeah, so when it comes to clubs with daily events gone, I don't wake up and play top drives anymore. I just wake up, check social media, and go take a shower. So time, a lot of time. Reason 3 is accomplishment, right? Accomplishment, people feel accomplished when they play dailies because right after a race, they get the rewards. It's immediate. It's great. In terms of club events, it's different. You get nothing. I mean, you can argue right here, as I say, you can argue that you get points after a win, but the way clubs has been going, events are either so far biased to one team or the other that your 10 points wouldn't really matter anymore, in most cases. So there's no feeling of accomplishment. And the money that you get is far from worth. So really, no feeling of accomplishment. I'm already 17 minutes in, but I'm going to make this as fast as possible, I promise. But moving on is motivation. I talked about motivation earlier. You have motivation to play daily events because daily events were fun. Farming was fun. The margins of play rates was significant, right? And I put this in bolded. Margins between play rates is significant because if you play a lot, you earn a lot. If you play very little, you earn very little. It's fair. In terms of club events, you play a lot, well, let's say that you play a decent amount, 20 races. Oh no, actually, yeah, you play a lot, 30 races, you get 5,800. You play even more than that, maybe 40 races, you still get the same amount. You play 50 races, it's still the same amount. There's like a barrier, right? And I mean, most people aren't going to hit 30 races anyway because 5,800 is just not worth it. But you get what I mean. It was just a lot more rewarding to play daily events. It was just a lot more significant, and there was motivation behind that, right? There are a lot more other points that I have in this slide. Feel free to pause and read it, but I do want to get through this video as quickly as possible since we're already 18 minutes in. Moving on is what is proof of people not being motivated to play. As you can see here, even one of the pioneers of Top Drive, CMG. Anyone else not playing club events? I mean, honestly, and that's like what, 144 people liking it. That's people agreeing to it. In fact, I liked it afterwards. I agree. Do I even play clubs anymore? Season 1, yes, I had hype around it, but then Season 2 kind of just died out. Really, it died out really quickly. The next one, here's another quote. The funny thing that I'm in the yellow team, he doesn't even know the name is Legacy, but I couldn't care less that we're losing. What a stupid game. 24 hours of this 7 days a week, please shoot me now. I agree. 24 hours of that, of just mediocre rewards and just not getting what your time is worth. I mean, no. People are not motivated to play. And, that's also another reason for timing. Like I said, when I wake up, I don't want to play Top Drives anymore because there's no daily event I can come in and check too. I mean, I could possibly check other events, but it's different. That one also requires me to think, and that one is like when I wake up and, I play events more. Anyway, the main reason for me, now I know the main reason for most people is cash, and that really is the main reason for me too, but what I feel like my priority reason why I don't play clubs as much as I feel like I should, is because clubs doesn't feel like a club. It really doesn't. It's still too big, even though there are three different factions, right? Clubs should give a feeling of community and teamwork. That is my opinion of it, and probably a lot of others' opinions. So here I've compared clubs in Top Drives to other club-esque features I played in other mobile games. Now, I don't really play mobile games anymore. In fact, Top Drives are the only mobile game I play now. But these are games I played in the past. The first one is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and you had this thing called Guilds. It was 20 to 30 people, you had a chat log, and you had exclusive events like raids, and you know, I think 20 people participated in them, and you worked together to get like a common goal. The second one was Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, and you get clans. It's also like 30, 40 people, I can't remember, but a lot less than clubs in Top Drives. And once again, people could talk to each other. People knew each other. There were ranks in these clubs. There were ranks in your own club. You had like what, club elder, you had owner, and then you had like newbie or something like that, right? Why can't we have that in Top Drives clubs? Why can't I have a club where I can have my friends or meet people, talk to people? I know there's KT Play, but that's completely different. And the most important thing is that one thing Top Drives really lacks that I really want them to have is just the whole community feeling of sharing. In Clash of Clans, in the Star Wars game, you could see other people's lineups, you could see other people's bases, other people's decks. Here we still can't see other people's garages. I feel like if we could see other people's garages, it would be just infinitely more fun to play. Because I have friends that play Top Drives. I want to see what their garages look like without asking them every day, hey, you got any new cars? Hey, you got any new cars? Hey, you upgraded that car in that certain way or not? Like, what did you do in the end? Like, I don't know. I feel like there should be a chat log in clubs. I feel like clubs should be a lot more smaller, a lot more community based, and just a lot more just interaction between people, right? So, yeah, feel free to read what I have in this slide. Moving on, I have to say, after all this 22 minutes of rant, I'll try and keep it under 25 minutes. Try to talk as fast as I could. Clubs is still new and improvements can be made. In fact, credits to Hutch, improvements have been made. Like I said, from Season 1 to Season 2, rewards has been increased. However, it is still too low. So it's time for the community to have their input on everything. So as you can see here, a lot of people agree with what I said. And I also base this video and my opinions around the community. People want more prizes. They want more cash. And you know what? I don't think they're greedy. And I feel like if Hutch thinks that we're maybe asking for too much, well, I think they're completely wrong. I feel like we do need more cash, but also just more of a, and I think everyone can agree we need more cash, but also something that's really close to me and something I really want Hutch to do is to make clubs feel like a club. You know, a lot more, just a bigger community feeling, right? Another picture here, this one's from Redline once again. I think this is really cool. Here's a basic rundown of his ideas. You know, you bring the star system back to clubs, and if you get 1 star, you get 1,000 cash. If you get 2 stars, 2,000, 3 stars, 3,000. Now, I might understand why that might be a bit too much cash. There is a fine line between getting too little cash and too much cash, and we need to find a balance between that. And Hutch needs to find a balance between that. Maybe 3 stars might be, and 3,000 cash with 3 stars might be too much, but what if we had like, I don't know, 1,250 cash? I think that's very reasonable. And once again, we see here from Fox, he says, so if you get 3 stars, you would win 750. Once again, it's reasonable. It's a lot more money that we can earn that we aren't earning right now, basically, but that's what I think, and that's what the community thinks. Moving on, this is just my conclusion, right? In a nutshell, daily events was the foundation for many Top Drives players, and it was very well balanced, even. You know, it provided income for players that were sharks, players that were smurfs. It provided income for pay-to-wins as well as free-to-plays, as well as everyone in between. It just was a foundation. And daily events always had an end goal, right? As you can see here, to put it simply, daily event equals good rewards, equals ceramic packs, equals Bugatti chances. And let's be honest, a lot of players in this game want a Bugatti. And for a lot of free-to-plays, the only way they can get it is through ceramic packs, because usually that's all they got. and daily events is the foundation for that. I mean, I think it's fair that daily events are very, very important, and for people that think they aren't, that they think that daily events isn't part of the game, I think those people are just deluded, honestly. In my just firm opinion, I feel like daily events is actually just part of the game. It really is. It's become a part of the community. It really has. I mean, even when I farm in daily events, I see the same people all the time. I feel like I know them at this point. I can even name some right now. Henry Lee. There was like what Humai Asuwaldi, something like that. Peter Lustig. Um, a lot of people, just a lot of people I see all the time. GTR Turtle as well, a lot, right? So yeah, as you can see, I have my own quote here. Daily events served as a foundation for many players to prepare them for other events such as finals, prelims, and qualifiers. And although clubs is a good addition, it'll need improvements to fit the whole daily events is left behind. Now, even though clubs isn't just the best right now, I feel like in the end it still is a good idea, but Hutch really has to work on it to really make it great. But there is potential in it. But I feel like taking away daily events, even though we knew it was coming, even though they did give us these warnings a long time ago, it's just a huge hole to fill for clubs, especially just rewards wise and everything I said, all those reasons. But I just want to end off with just letting Hutch hear your voice. You know, it's time for the community to speak up and talk about the events going on. Like I said, this is very controversial, but it's pretty fair to see that people want daily events back. So this is a poll that you can vote on KT Play, and I would, recommend that you do it, and hopefully Hutch will see it. As you can see right here, 723 people voted to bring back the daily events, and 46 people said daily events are not missed. I guarantee you that 6% of people that say daily events are not missed are probably going to quit the game within a couple months. I would say at least 50% of those 6%, they're going to quit the game in a couple months because obviously they aren't as devoted to top drives as much as a lot of people that play daily events. That's another thing. A lot of people that play daily events are really devoted to top drives, like really, really devoted. So taking that away, I think it's a huge mistake. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna keep it under 30. Proud of myself on that one. It's still a pretty long video, but if you did get this far, I really appreciate it. And thank you so much, so much for watching. And with that said, bring daily events back. But keep clubs too. Don't just throw clubs away. I feel like clubs is a great addition. I just think that it needs to be worked on a lot. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day. Anyway, guys, awesome out.